I want to ask you a question because Michael came in and you guys, I heard you asking him questions, that press conference that was held, and you guys were asking varied questions. But obviously, Michael here is a talker, hey? And from what he has laid down about where he has come from, his achievements, and the way he's speaking, are you convinced?
I think
what are your impressions on Michael?
I think I am convinced that he has a clear understanding of where we are as a football nation, maybe even more than what we do, because I think we sometimes look at our Warriors with the rose-tinted spectacles. I was saying to someone before we came on air that we can sit here and we can say so-and-so is injured, so-and-so hasn't played, and we can say all these different things. But the moment you hear Simudai, all that goes out the window and we just want to win. It doesn't matter whether we've trained for 1 day, for 3 months, whether we've got Michael Nees or it's Mr. Tich coaching the team. I think as Zimbabweans, that's who we are. So I think I like that he seems to want to bring soberness to the way we look at our national team. And I want to ask him this maybe because I think as Zimbabweans, we might need to hear this. And Michael, what I'll ask you, do you think, he said we're a football mad nation, and we are. Do you think we need a reality check in terms of what we want, where we are, and where we can go?
Well, a little bit, yes. But I do not want to, how do you say, reduce your passion and motivation, because the motivation is very important. But if you're over-motivated, the performance goes down. If you're under-motivated, the performance goes down. The best is if you have a realistic motivation in the middle range. And if you get overexcited...
This word, realistic.
I said it before on another program, yeah? Would you go to a dentist who thinks on the next patient and who is overexcited coming to you, want to fix your tooth? You want him to focus on his task, right? He wants to really check how is the situation in your tooth. You want someone who really knows what he's doing, focusing on his task. And I think that's what we have to do. We shouldn't always talk about the talent. It's a talent to talk about a talent, but it's a different talent to bring the talent on the pitch.
I'll ask you, do you have the talent to be the right dentist for Zimbabwean football?
I'm not a dentist. My daughter studies human medicine, maybe not a dentist, but not me.
On your metaphor, okay.
No, that was a metaphorical example. So don't tell me I'm a dentist, please. Not.
Are you the right person to take Zimbabwe from this place where we are passion-driven, we dream big, but maybe from a practical, technical sense, and maybe even organizational place, we're not quite where we need to be to achieve what we want to do?
I think yes. If I wouldn't have had the feeling, I wouldn't have. You talk after you are chosen. You still have to negotiate things, and you find out. And I really think if I wouldn't have had that feeling, it was not that I was desperate. Right. I'm just saying it. I really, since 2003, I said it again in another program. I came here with the Seychelles Island, the smallest country in African football. We played here a game in front of 60,000 spectators. In that moment I knew, wow, this is a football country. Because why? I think maybe there's not more than 1 or 2 or maybe 3 or maybe none other country in Africa which would pack a stadium against the Seychelles Island, which I loved, great country, I really loved, but which I would pack the stadium against this country with 60,000 spectators. You can think, you go through all the countries. I was recently, when I was in Senegal in May, June, I watched a qualification game between Senegal and DRC in a world-class stadium. New stadium, you wouldn't believe, 55,000 seats, 25,000 spectators. And that's what I mean. In 2003, when I was the first time here as a young coach, and I thought, wow, this is something special. And I think that that is really the case. When you go around, I traveled 25 countries in Africa, and football related. And I can tell you, from the passion, Zimbabwe belongs to the top. If we now can transform this passion into, passion alone will not win games. You need a little bit more. And
So
you don't need to overcook. So if you can really use that passion for developing a team and bringing something positive, then it's possible. But let me be real honest. The calendar, the FIFA calendar is differently packed than it was 10, 15 years ago. Now you have no time to train. You have 2 games in. You have 2 games in October, 2 games in November. The players fly in, the players from here, from South Africa. So you jet in, you meet on Monday, recovery training. Tuesday, those who played Sunday cannot fully train, fully load on Tuesday, because then there will have heavy legs in the game. You must think on that, load management. And then Wednesday, you have the full team for a proper training session available. Thursday, match day -1 training, 1 hour in the stadium normally. That's it. Then that's a game. So you need basically a coach who is used to work under time pressure, to work in association football. You could have the best club coach in the world now here. He could do nothing. And I say nothing. Why? Because there's no time. I think I really have experienced in all my jobs.
To manage such a situation.
With national football, it gets more and more difficult. There's always numbers circulating around. I was sitting on the bench in around 200 international games from under 15 to A national team. There's in Europe, in different countries, where I had the final say. I also delegated authority. And in every these situations, there was time pressure, because in association football, you don't have a 6-week preseason. You have to use every minute as good as possible. And I really think I learned that the hard way.
Okay.
It's your premier football show, The Couch, Wednesday at 9 p.m. Konapo, Ipapo, Pazetium Prime, DSV channel 294, the place to be.